Okay guys, quick video. In this video I'm going to go over a new method we just found that moved our reply rate from 1 lead per 900 emails to 5 leads for 1200 emails consistently. Okay, so like everyone, we used to get lists from Apollo, ai-ark, all of the general databases that everyone is using, scraping the same lead lists from. Basically, we are targeting tech founders up to 100 employees and VP engineering from 100 to 500 employees. That's our ICP basically. And our reply rate before the summer, we used to get like 1 lead per 400 to 600 emails. That's our benchmark basically. And now in the summer, because it's August and Europe people are pretty much out of office, our reply rate got to around 1 lead per 900 emails and it got worse. So we were looking for ways to basically improve our conversion and get more interested replies. I found a method to source data that no one is hitting, and it's getting us way better conversion rates. So let's get into what this method actually is. So what you should do is go to People Data Labs, where it's basically a free resource you can get 20 million companies with, and you have their domain and you have the company size, the buckets that's listed in LinkedIn, and you have the domain and the LinkedIn profile. And with that, you can do basically wonders as you have a 20 million company database. So here are a couple of ways we are using it and you can use it as well. Basically, the first thing you can do is source a big list of companies that is going to be bigger than the list you're going to source on ai-ark and Apollo. So start with your initial company list, go to Cloud Code and tell them, hey, listen, from these 20 million companies, filter me only the people that are sub 50 employees and are the US, UK, DE, Nordics, CH, basically rich countries that can pay for your solution. And let's say you're only looking for SaaS companies that are having demos. What you should do after that is go to HTML to text and scrape the entire website's text content. And with that, you can feed it to a cheap LLM that is basically free that you run on your own hardware, which is Gemma 4, and tell him, listen, look for keywords that are book a demo, SaaS, software-based solution, stuff like that, that makes you understand that it's actually a SaaS and not like a software development company or something that is unrelated to what you're looking for. And with that, you can get a really solid list of companies that is going to be significantly higher quality and higher in terms of actual volume than you would get with ai-ark or Apollo and solutions like that. The main use case we are using it for is filtering by tech stack that we find from DNS and CNAME footprints, basically. So for our use case, we are looking for AWS users and GCP users. And we basically made this formula using Cloud Code where it goes through all of the DNS records in our initial company list. So let's say we get software development companies that are tagged as software development in LinkedIn that are up to 50 employees in the regions I mentioned. And we get like 100,000 companies with that filter. And after that, Claude can filter the DNS records and find companies that have footprints for AWS. And in the CNAME specifically, he can find a lot of evidence for high compute, which is what we are looking for. And this is just our specific use case. With that, like let's say before we used to get a general tech list and we would feed it to a cold email campaign, and maybe 20% of the people we were reaching out to were actually qualified for the offer we were selling. But right now with that new implementation, it's literally 100% qualified companies. So our conversion rate literally like 4x once we did that. We used the same copy, the same messaging, the same like ICP targeting, the same infrastructure, and we just changed the source of the companies that we were using. And with that, like our conversion rate went from 1 lead for 900 emails to 5 leads for 1200. So it's actually insane for us. And after you get the list of companies, you can enrich them with MoltSets, which is a new tool that we are using, and it's pretty good. It's like not for massive lists of tens of thousands of contacts, but for like you can spend $100 per month and get like 10, 20,000 contacts you can reach out to. So it's pretty good. Or we use ai-ark, where we basically feed the domains into ai-ark and we filter for the decision makers we are looking for, and we just get an initial good list of companies when you use any type of email enrichment, so you can find the right contacts from these companies and enrich their email. And it's going to be a game changer for your outbound. Instead of reaching out to the same people everyone is reaching out to, and you will get fresh data, and you can filter for smaller companies that are going to be qualified. So this is actually massive, because a lot of times you're going to go up market and reach out to bigger companies, which is going to automatically lower your conversion rate. So it's literally going to be, if you have the same message that is relevant to both a big and a small company, if you reach out to someone who has 10 employees and someone who has 1,000 employees, your conversion rate is going to be lower no matter what if you reach out to that 1,000 employees company. Even if you have perfect deliverability and perfect everything, it's just going to be a fact of life. So with that type of targeting, you can filter smaller companies that are still relevant to your offering, and you're just going to have a much higher conversion rate while keeping the quality really good. So for us, it's really a game changer, and I think for anyone who's doing high scale outbound should learn how to do this stuff, especially if you have a saturated offer and you have no real edge in your messaging right now. You can really filter for extremely specific companies because you have that large data set of 20 million companies. So you can find basically every company that fits your ICP at a large scale and find their contact details and have lists that no one else is having by using ai-ark's UI filters. So this is really going to step your stuff up. You're going to have better lists, and with that you can make better copy. And I just want you to change the way you think about data. Instead of going to the normal database that everyone is using and searching for tech companies up to 100 employees, think how you can build proprietary lists from the data that you have on the company's website and the company's CNAME and DNS records. And if you think creatively like that, you can build really cool lists that will yield you, as you see, like literally 4x the results of using standard data that everyone is using. So I hope you got value from this video, and if you're interested in learning more outbound related content like that, you can see what actually works. We are generating 100 plus leads per month for our clients, so we kind of know our stuff, at least for that sort of volume. So if you're interested in learning more, like, you feel free to subscribe and you'll see more content like that, and I'll see you again soon.